housing thrust under the acronym HELP was created by the National Housing Corporation to provide assistance to low-income earners. It has since expanded to encompass almost all income brackets through the provision of a greater number of housing solutions to meet the ever-increasing demand.
The corporation has a large accumulation of applicants on its database, and they range from persons who require rental assistance, who require lots, who require houses, both at the low income and the middle income level. So therefore, the corporation wants to be able to offer assistance to a wide cross-section of those applicants, and hence we developed a program called Housing Every Last Person. Housing Every Last Person perhaps speaks to almost every income level that there is. We have the low-income persons who range from $1,400 to $4,200 per month, and then we have the middle-income persons who go above $4,200 per month. However, there's that segment of the community under $1,400 per month, which also has to be catered for. And the corporation has been mindful of this, and we have begun to look at lots in the region of $5 per square foot to try to assist those persons. We have also restarted our rental program where we are constructing houses primarily to cater to that income group which is most vulnerable. But by and large, we are catering to all income groups. When one examines the projects that we have implemented over the last 5 years, one would see that properties have been provided in the range of $100,000 to $175,000, as well as between $200,000 and $350,000. We've done projects at Corverley Phase 2, a joint development with the Pre-Concord group of companies. We've also sold lots at Husbands, and we are currently developing lands at West Terrace Durance, which would see a middle-income project ranging perhaps between $220,000 and $300,000. So we are trying to cater to all income groups. We take the acronym Housing Every Last Person very seriously.
Marcia Miller saw her dreams of becoming a homeowner realized through the NHC HELP program.
When I first left school, I always wanted to own my own home before I turned 50, but I received it at the age of 46.
After receiving word that she was a successful applicant, it was not long before Marcia was able to move into her new home.
Well, I received the keys on the 7th of March, and I moved in on the 1st of May.
The houses are solid structures which incorporate trustworthy traditional materials as well as some of the newer methods of construction.
Primarily, we have used the traditional method of building, blocks and cement. We've also done slab form houses, concrete slab form houses, through our program with the Pre-Concord group of companies. The houses range from 2 to 3 bedrooms in size of 520 square feet at the minimum to 820 square feet at the max for the lower income houses. Some of the middle income houses, however, would range in sizes from 900 square feet over to 1,200 square feet. Again, as I said, we have used the traditional block and cement method at parish land in St. Philip. We are constructing wooden houses made of hardwood. This is a starter home project, and it is meant again to cater to those persons lower end of the economic strata. That hard houses, the size of which are around 600 to 700 square feet, and we're using all the traditional methods of construction, and we are also using new methods such as the pre-concours method, which was used at green areas like Greens and Fort Hill.
Under the Help Drive, provision has also been made for terrace and rental units.
The corporation, again, is mindful that there are income groups who would not be able to approach a mortgage institution to purchase a house outright. We have instituted programs like the rent to own, which again is still about purchase, but instead of asking the beneficiary to approach a mortgage institution initially, what happens is that that person will pay the corporation directly for the first 7 years, thereby building equity, and thereafter approaching their mortgage company to complete the remainder of the purchase.
It made life easier for me because to pay rent for another rental unit, at the end of the day, it don't belong to me. And then after paying all that money, it still is not mine. So I prefer the rent to own access.
We have restarted the construction of our rental units. When you look at what we've done at Valerie and Forge Road, you would see that we are trying to modernize our designs. We are trying to create communities, and therefore we have also looked at infilling within some of the existing estates. We are going to be doing infilling at Silver Hill, at Wildy, at Deacon's Farm. We are also moving aggressively ahead with our high-rise program, which will see houses constructed at the Grotto. We also have an agreement to start the project at Exmouth at the bottom of Deacon's Road. 96 units will be built there, 74 will be built at the Grotto. Areas like Mason Hall Street within the city and Exteen Village, we are also going to be doing developments there. And these are primarily developments for low-income Barbadians who cannot afford a mortgage initially.
A self-professed proud homeowner, Marcia is thrilled to have benefited under the NHC's Help Initiative and says that she could not have done it without them.
To do that on my own, I won't be able to afford to pay for a house or do a rental. So on the national housing is very great.
The fact that a multitude of applications from potential homeowners have come from far and wide indicates that the corporation's search for land will no doubt span across every community to satisfy the growing desire for property.
When one examines again the database of the National Housing Corporation and where the demand for housing is coming from and for, it's pretty clear that the corporation will have to be in search of lands in pretty much all the parishes of the island. However, there is a great demand for housing in the urban corridor. That, however, is a big challenge to the corporation because, as one would imagine, there's not much land available in the urban corridor. We have been seeking to acquire lands throughout the island so that persons can be accommodated. Thus far, we have been successful in doing developments in St. Philip, St. George, St. Peter, and we have plans afoot to do developments again in St. Thomas, Christchurch, more in St. Philip, more in St. George. But the demographics would seem to suggest that most persons who apply to the corporation, perhaps 50 or so percent of the persons who apply to the corporation, seek land or property in the urban corridor. We have been trying to address that issue by increasing the density of units within the developments we do within the urban corridor, hence our high-rise program, which is also part of the HELP initiative. To date, the corporation has constructed well over 300 houses at the developments here at March Field, Greens, Fort Hill, Work Hall, French Village, Storch Lodge, Country Park Towers. We have also done middle-income houses, as I said, at Coverley in Christchurch. We've had over 600 house starts there. We have built 80 high-rise units at Valerie in Christchurch, as well as 16 quads, sorry, at Ford Roads in St. Michael.
The Housing Every Last Person program has been going strong for 5 years and proposes to continue striving to provide much sought-after affordable housing solutions for Barbadians.
The first phase of the HELP program began in April 2008. It's an ongoing program, so as long as lands are made available and the resources are available, we will be continuing until we make a dent in that large application base that we have within the corporation. It has been an extremely positive response to the HELP program. I don't think we can satisfy the demand that is being made of us, but certainly far more persons are being accommodated. We are trying new programs to include everyone, and we will be making the effort to include as many persons as we possibly can. Within the HELP program, there are many variations. As I said, there's the direct construction of houses, there's the provision of land, there's the rental of units, and there's also the rent-to-own concept. And within those programs, we hope to be able to help almost all Barbadians.
The National Housing Corporation will continue with its mandate of housing every last person through the construction of houses, terrace, and rental units.